Go for it. Number 9.
So research shows significant reductions in the number of people smoking, and especially in the number of first-time smokers in those countries that have imposed stringent restrictions on tobacco advertising. So this is basically saying that like if there is tobacco advertising in the countries where there are first-time smokers, then there's significant reductions due to those advertisings. And then this provides
Okay, so
substantial.
I think so research shows overall though, right?
Hmm.
Overall, there's a reduction in the number of
Hmm.
people smoking, but it's even more noticeable in those countries in the number of first-time smokers in those countries that have imposed like strict act.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
feel like how like that's like minor detail, but they're saying overall
okay,
it
okay.
is going down, but it's especially in these ones that have strict advertising
Mhm.
rules. All right,
Okay.
excellent. Continue on.
This provides substantial grounds for disputing tobacco companies' claims that advertising has no significant causal impact on the tendency to smoke. Okay, so basically, like this basically proves that like you should not um like go against tobacco companies' claims that like advertising is not causing these reductions in people smoking.
What you shouldn't go against?
Like, so yeah, so like the you should this provides grounds for like for disputing.
So like disputing, so this provides
Hmm.
grounds for disagreeing with,
Disagreeing.
with the tobacco companies. And what do the tobacco companies think?
That advertising has no impact on smoking.
Right. So this we're saying that this study
Hmm.
shows
Showed something
that the
different.
tobacco companies are wrong
Hmm.
about there not being this causal relationship, right?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
All right, what kind of question is this?
It's weaken.
Excellent. So I like to make a quick prediction here. So
Hmm.
but first rephrase it for me. So by weakening it, what are we
Hmm.
actually trying to weaken?
We're trying to weaken the conclusion of the argument.
Yeah, so paraphrase. Like I want you to like
Okay.
totally
So
engage and think of like really think about it.
okay. So the conclusion I would say is like that the tobacco companies are wrong in claiming that there is no impact on people's tendency to smoke, and you would weaken that by finding like by basically like strengthening the research, or even like basically having a situation where like you um
Okay, so I'm
y-
going to stop you. Our
okay.
conclusion is not. Oh wait, maybe you did catch it. We need to weaken. I'm sorry. What were you going to say? What were we going to say? We were going to strengthen. Okay, you said strengthen the
Mhm.
study. That was what I was going to cut you off. Do we
Okay.
want to strengthen the study, or do we want to actually strengthen the tobacco company's claim?
Claims. Okay, the
You
tobacco
see that
companies
because we're
claims.
disputing it. So we're
Hmm.
weakening our this dispute.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
don't want to strengthen the research, right? We would want
Mhm.
to if anything, we would want to weaken it.
Weaken. Okay.
So our answer choice should show us somehow that there's not grounds for
Hmm.
disputing this claim. Like, why isn't there grounds for disputing this claim? And then for a weakened question, do we tend to want strong or spicy or mild answer choices?
We tend to want mild.
Okay, actually, we want strong because if
Really?
we want to weaken it, we want to
Hmm.
destroy it. So, do we want to know that
Oh, okay,
no
okay, okay.
ads have influence or
Hmm.
some ads have influence?
More.
Yeah, we want no ads, right?
Hmm.
We want something really, really strong. So this is like what bottom up, which you'll go over with the question more too. Strong. So go ahead and walk me through these answer choices.
Okay. Okay, so A, people who smoke are unlikely to quit merely because they are no longer exposed to tobacco advertising. Okay, people who smoke are unlikely to quit. I like that. Like, not like that, but like I'm gonna leave it.
Excellent.
Um, Broadcast media tend to have stricter restrictions on that is irrelevant. Like, we don't really care about broadcast or print
Yeah. And
media.
what does like the different types of media or
Have
advertising
to,
have
yeah,
to do
do
with
with tobacco
media
claims.
in general
Hmm.
not influencing it? Excellent.
Okay, so then restrictions on tobacco advertising are imposed only in countries where a negative attitude toward tobacco use is already widespread and increasing. Okay, only in countries where negative attitude. Okay, I'm gonna leave that.
Excellent.
Most people who begin smoking during adolescence continue to smoke throughout their lives. I feel like that's irrelevant too, especially to the stimulus. I don't think we really like care about like. I mean, it would
When
probably
they
be,
start and that they continue.
yeah. Have no. I feel like I mean they don't really mention like adolescents or anything. They just
Right, it
kind of
doesn't matter what age you started, like, because that
yeah.
doesn't mean that the ads don't have anything. Like,
Mhm. And then people who are largely unaffected by tobacco advertising tend to be unaffected by other kinds of advertising. We're only talking about tobacco advertising, so
right,
this
we
is
don't
irrelevant
care
as
that
well.
they're also not affected by this other thing. It's like,
Other,
okay, what if it's one person? All right, so
mm-hmm,
we're between A and C.
mm-hmm. Okay, so we're trying to say that to weaken this week, we're trying to say that tobacco companies' claims, um, so basically we're trying to say that advertising does have an impact on tendency to smoke.
That advertising does not, right? That or trying to say that advertising does not impact smoking.
But isn't that like the tobacco claims?
Yes, because remember, we're disputing the tobacco claims.
Yeah, and tobacco claim is saying that the tobacco
We're
company's claim is saying
weakening
that.
our dispute.
So wait, so the tobacco company is saying that advertising does not have an effect on smoking, but
Yes.
we're trying to
And
say that it does.
our conclusion is that they don't have a right to say this, but we're
Oh,
weakening our conclusion.
okay.
So
And we're
we're
trying to say that they do
weakening
have a right to
that,
say it.
yes, you see that? So this is where it gets
Mhm.
real. This is where like I oftentimes speed is an issue where like you really have to go slow and understand what am I actually weakening here?
Yeah. Okay. Advertising are imposed only in countries where negative attitude toward tobacco use is already okay. I would say I would go with C because it's stronger. People who
Excellent.
are
Yes. Okay. Do you see this? That
yeah.
restrictions on tobacco advertising are imposed only
Only. Mm-hmm.
in countries where they already have this thing. So it
Mm-hmm.
completely weakens this causal relationship here because it's
Mm-hmm.
saying, okay, is it the advertising that's causing it? Or maybe because people have this negative attitude already and aren't smoking, is what
Mm-hmm.
leads to there even being more ads.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And then A is saying people who smoke are unlikely to quit merely because they are no longer exposed to tobacco advertising.
Yeah.
People who smoke are unlikely to quit just because they are
No longer exposed to tobacco advertising. That makes I mean it makes sense, but
people
like it
who smoke are unlikely to quit because they are no longer are unlikely to quit. Okay, so they're not likely to. Okay, so the reason that this one A is wrong is because it's
Mhm.
not saying that people are likely to quit due to the advertising.
Okay. Then it could be a good answer choice.
Right, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm like still kind of confused on this one though. Like, so disputing, so we're disagreeing. So basically, the conclusion is that we're disagreeing with the tobacco's claims that advertising has no impact on
Yes.
smoking. Okay, so we're basically trying to say that the advertising does have an effect on smoking.
Yeah, well, we're saying this provides substantial grounds for disputing the tobacco's claims.
Mm-hmm.
The tobacco's claims are that
Mm-hmm.
advertising has no influence on smoking. So we're
Yes.
our original conclusion is um the tobacco companies are wrong
Mm-hmm.
when they say that advertising has no effect on smoking.
Okay.
But when we're saying they're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
essentially we're saying the tobacco companies are right
Right. Oh, okay,
when they
okay.
say that there's no relationship between the two.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So for a weekend, like we're just trying to find another like something else that will like prove that oh like because C like proves that there was a negative attitude and it wasn't really you
Yes.
know okay.
I think the main thing here is like really understanding I think you like really understanding
Mm-hmm.
the conclusion.
Okay.
Excellent.